Hello, and welcome to an installment of Public Safety Chats, where you'll hear from experts here at Forsyth Tech and our faculty and staff in different areas in public safety to talk about educational and career advancement. Today, we'll be speaking with Anthony Edmond. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Anthony is our program coordinator for our criminal justice program and forensics program here at Forsyth Tech. Anthony has a prior experience working as a juvenile court counselor and a probation and parole officer in North Carolina. In addition to being a coordinator here at Forsyth Tech in their criminal justice program, he also currently works part-time in the corrections field in the federal halfway house. Anthony has been here for 11 years and holds a master's degree in criminal justice from the University of Cincinnati. So, Anthony, we're going to talk through just a few questions here and maybe kind of help us and help the audience just understand a little bit about your program and some of the career pieces that are out there.
Okay.
Can you provide an overview of the typical salary range and benefits package for professionals entering the criminal justice field, including the current number of job openings and the frequency of new opportunities?
Okay. I would say that salaries typically range from the low to mid 30s all the way up to the mid 50s, depending on which career that you choose and the actual location. Typically, benefits will range from medical packages, dental packages, uh, vision packages, and some type of retirement savings. Employment and openings are continuously open throughout this field on a daily, monthly, or sometimes a weekly basis.
So, my understanding is to just looking at your students, talking to some of your classes, that you have students that are going not just here locally into jobs, but they're also going into state and federal. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's wonderful. So, what kind of career advancement opportunities are available for those in the field, and what steps can be taken to move them into specialized roles?
Well, those career advancements are highly dependent upon which agencies or companies that those students decide to go and work for. Typically, the career advancement requires some type of advanced degree, certification, or certain classes, depending on those specialized roles that they intend to be a part of.
So, a lot in that career advancement too, you have a lot of students that are coming in here out of certified fields in law enforcement. I know that your program does a lot of credit for prior learning, so you could be a certified law enforcement officer somewhere, come in and probably have almost a third of the credits already taken care of to get into that AAS degree. And you also do a lot with our military community. Is that
We
correct?
do. We do.
That's wonderful. So, what types of ongoing training and professional development are essential for the career growth in this field, and how does your program support those?
Typically, what you'll find in career growth as far as opportunities are mainly things like in-service training, um, that usually agencies require their employees to go through at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. And so while we are not actually involved in that in-service training per se, we are able to provide the facilities um, to help to host and facilitate some of those trainings. One example would be, well, two examples would be our utilization of our crime scene lab and also our forensics lab here at the school.
Yeah, I think you do a wonderful job in your team. You've partnered with the Justice Academy and others, haven't you? That experiential learning. So you're taking students sometimes necessarily not just in the classroom part, but you're getting them out in the fields. You're doing different things. You're partnering with other agencies across the state to give them the best education possible. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Great. So, what are some of the most significant challenges that professionals in the criminal justice field face, and how does your program prepare them for this?
That's a good question. I would say some of the most significant challenges that we're seeing right now are being able to work with people who have issues such as mental health or also substance abuse issues. You also have people who are um, impacted by the criminal justice system, whether they are victims or whether they themselves have been formally processed through the system. One of the things that we do here at in our program to help our students to succeed in those situations is that we provide educational as well as practical exercises um, to help them in certain situations. We also employ all most of our instructors are
Well, I think basically, most of your instructors, my understanding is that, they come from either they're working in the field now, or they've come from a background in the criminal justice system in there. So they're subject matter experts when they step into the classroom. So it's not just learning out of a book or those educational pieces, but your students are getting those real world experiences.
correct.
So, well, that is wonderful. So, thank you for what you do, and thank you for the criminal justice and forensics program. It is definitely needed here in Forsyth and Stokes County, but across the state and across the nation. And just so much appreciate what you do. So, if you want to take just a minute and let the audience know if they're interested in the criminal justice or forensics program here at Forsyth Tech, how do they reach out to you?
You can reach out to me by calling me at 336-757-3075, or you can email me at aedmond@forsythtech.edu.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next public safety chat.